What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk the Never Ever Mets, Season 1, Episode 8. Those tables be turning, and they turned for a couple people, okay? They turned for a couple people this episode. But before we get started, if you're brand new or returning to the channel, if you have not already subscribed, please do me a favor. We are 71 subscribers away from 24,000, so do me a solid, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, and then, as always, leave some comments down below with your thoughts and your opinions on this episode. So let's get started, y'all. It starts off right where the last one left off, where Josh is telling Shay that he didn't do anything. Nothing happened between him and Alexis. He doesn't know what Dymond's talking about. He doesn't know what Alexis is talking about. Nothing happened. So he said that Alexis left the first night. So why are we even talking about her when she ain't even been here with us? That's the energy that Josh is on. So Josh feels that Shay should not let somebody come in and basically, try to break them up. What we got is solid. Okay. We then have Shay saying that I'm going to stick with the person that I actually know, and that's Josh. Josh tells Shay that, you know what, I've been serious about you. Okay. You know that I want to marry you. I mean, it only took 12 years and a child, a break baby, if you will, for them to actually meet. But he's serious about her and wants to get married. And by God, we need to believe what Josh is saying. I'm going to believe what he's saying because I don't know neither one of these people. Whatever y'all say, y'all got it. So the next morning, Shay is asking Dymond why Alexis would even bring this up now. My question is, why would Dymond bring it to you? But, I guess. Dymond says that because whenever she talks to Alexis, Alexis just misses everybody and asks about them. I'm sorry, I'm going to call cap on that. Alexis, why do you miss these people? Why do you care about these people? You were in that house all of 36 hours. So for you to feel that you have such an attachment to these people is crazy. It's crazy. And Dymond, why are you even talking to her? I guess, y'all. Like I said, Dymond keeps saying that she's not messy and she's not the messy one, and that's why she don't like being around a bunch of females and all this other type of stuff. Dymond has been the messiest heifer in this house from day one, and we knew what type of time she was on the moment that she made that statement. But let's keep going. So Dymond then said that she did not want Shay to be blindsided. So because she found out that Shay and Josh wanted to get matching tattoos, she felt the need to tell her about that. Okay, Dymond. Whatever makes you sleep better at night. So Shay then feels that Alexis could have called her since she has her number, which is true. If I recall, Alexis was going around that house getting everybody's phone number, talking to everybody. If Alexis really wanted to let Shay know that some fugazi stuff was going on with her dude, she could have done her due diligences the proper way by calling Shay. But you went by way of Dymond to be messy. So Shay is in her confessional questioning if Dymond is being messy, and survey says, girl, yes. Of course she is. Of course she is. So Taronda and her hat show up, and we're going to go outside and play a game that's called Hot Seat. So basically, each couple is going to sit in the hot seat. The other remaining couples are going to be able to write down questions anonymously, unless you know everybody's penmanship. But they're going to be able to write down these anonymous questions and ask the couples whatever they want, and then they can ask follow-up questions as well. Sounds like a game just to be shady and messy, but let's roll with it. So Aaron and Jody are in the hot seat first. They could ask the question about where they see themselves in 5 years. Lil Aaron's answer is that he sees them with businesses and all this other type of stuff. He's all about, let's be a power couple. Somebody mentions that, I think it was Millie, y'all not worried about marriage? Y'all not thinking about marriage in the next 5 years? Jody said that they only think of marriage as a business. Pastor Aaron, of course, feels a way about that and said that that's not natural. Look, there are a lot of people that think about think about marriage as a business, but at the root of this is that it's nobody's business. If Aaron wants to continue to let Jody play in his face, who are we? Who are y'all? Who is anybody to stand in his way with that? Let him continue to be made a fool out of. That's what he wants. It's very clear Jody is not into him. It's very clear. But if he wants to continue on with this, clearly because they both want to be on the show, keep it going. So they get asked about physical attraction and if they are physically attracted to each other. Jody lies and says yes. Girl, if you felt nothing from that kiss, you are not physically attracted to that man. And Jody knows that she's not. This has nothing to do with you wanting to wait for physical intimacy because of different things that have happened to you in your past. This has everything to do with the fact that you just don't like him. You just don't like him, and that's okay. That's cool if you don't, but like, don't lead him on. Don't play in his face about it. Like, Jody is just being weird about this entire thing. So Josh and Shay are up next, and they get asked about trust. Do you guys, does Shay trust him? They both say that they trust each other. Boom. Again, who are we to question anybody else's trust in their partners? I think the missing piece, okay, is that these other couples, y'all don't know each other. If Shay trusts Josh, what's it to you, Shelly? What's it to you? So Shay's mother doesn't know about Josh. She felt that that was an internet relationship, so she didn't bother to bring it up. She would much rather introduce Josh to her family as a tangible, real living person in the flesh. I see nothing wrong with that, but if you've been talking to somebody for 12 years, I think it's a little odd. Okay, I think it's a little odd that you might not have mentioned it, but I also think about it the way of, case in point, I've been on Twitter since 2009. I've been on Instagram since 2009. So there are people on Twitter that I have internet friendships with. We talk about shows, we follow each other, we talk about all sorts of things. I would never tell my parents or any friends about them because it's just an internet friendship, right? I'm not dating any of these people though. So I guess there's a bit of a difference, but again, whatever you want to do, Shay. So then we have Dymond's messy ass is questioning, well, why doesn't she want her mom to know? But see, Dymond didn't say that in front of everybody. Dymond said it in her confessional. Probably the same reason, Dymond, that you never had Pastor Aaron talk to your daughter. So we then have Chris and Sandia. They're in the hot seat. And Chris basically says that he will never spend a lot of time on a woman unless she proves herself. So basically what we get out of this is that Chris has been dating, or Chris was in an 8-year-long relationship. Within those 8 years, something happened. And I don't know if he broke up with her or she broke up with him. We don't know at this time. But he feels that 8 years was now wasted. Y'all didn't get married within 8 years? Within them 8 years, you didn't propose? You wasted your own time. You wasted your own time. But I digress. Sandia feels that she does not get controlled by Chris because somebody's question was, how does it feel to be controlled by somebody? Messy boots. So Chris doesn't believe that men and women are equal. He thinks that women are bad decision makers, and Taronda and her hat read him down, honey. Here's the thing. Men like Chris, you're never going to change their mind, right? So I get what Taronda was saying, that, we as women, we birth men, and we're the one that's procreating, and we're, doing the populating of the earth. And there are a lot of single women and single mothers that raise their families and get their kids off. And I have friends that come from one parent households where their mother was everything. And yeah, that does happen. But while you're doing all this preaching, and it sounds great, and it's true, and it's realistic, and it's logical, and it's rational, Chris already has it ingrained in his head that women are beneath men. So it's pointless. It's pointless to get yourself all swole in the chest about this, because he doesn't feel that way. He's not going to feel that way. He has no desire to feel that way. Kristen says in his confessional that he thinks Taronda was out of line for even talking to him like that. So because he feels that Taronda was out of line for talking to him like that, he like, nothing's gonna change, right? He then said that he just believes that men are more logical and rational and women act off of emotion. I'm sorry, but I know a lot of men that act off of emotion. There are murder suicides all the time where the man feels, if I can't have you, nobody can. That's not logical and rational. That's acting off of emotion. But I guess, this is what Cindy, like, Chris is showing himself to her. He's showing himself to her. And if Sandia is okay with this because she thinks he's good looking and she wants to be, have this eye candy on her arm, I guess. But, like, this man is showing you everything about himself. He's showing you he doesn't respect you. Hell, he doesn't even respect women. Just as a whole. So we then have Dymond and Pastor Aaron. They are in the hot seat. So off rip, they get asked if they are jealous of any of the other couples because they are the oldest. And they're like, no. It's like, okay. Dymond gets called out for saying that she never says that she loves Aaron. So Shay is like, it's always my diamond, my diamond, my diamond. We never hear Dymond kind of reciprocate. Pastor Aaron is like, well, that's because she's always with me. So y'all wouldn't see that. Y'all wouldn't know that. Lil Aaron said, call on me. So what y'all saying is, it's possible. Work with me for things to happen between two people that the other couples don't know about. I said, ooh, clock it, Lil Aaron. Because I was sitting on my couch like this. What the answer gonna be? So Dymond and Aaron couldn't even respond because they have been the biggest proponents of, we haven't seen this. Now, granted, they ain't been wrong about nothing. They have not been wrong about anything, but they don't know that. Right? So Dymond then goes on to say, we don't care about anybody else's relationship. Bullshit. Yes, y'all do. Y'all have been nothing but involved in everybody else's relationship. Y'all been in everybody else's business. Girl, just this morning, you were in Josh and Shay's business. But I guess, so Greg points out, nah, y'all have been in everybody else's business. Dymond then goes on to say that Shay is still a child with trust issues. And I felt like that was unnecessary to say. Because why are you calling her a child? Why are you belittling her? She didn't do anything to you. You're just mad that you weren't able to successfully break up Josh and Shay. It's given y'all want to be the only couple to come out of this at the end because you think you're going to get something out of it. And let's be real. This is a show that probably won't get a second season, that does not need a second season, and is on their own network. Y'all aren't gonna get anything out of this show. Y'all are moving mad weird. Y'all are. So Shay said that they are old, mad, and miserable. That's the energy y'all been given. So back at the house, Pastor Aaron walks up to Shay because she's on the phone with her friend. She gets off. He walks up to her and was like, "Oh, you just made me feel so good about myself earlier." And it's like, this is what I'm talking about, because now you're antagonizing her. And for what? She's on the phone with her people. Why would you be approaching her in any capacity? So now he's following her through the house, antagonizing her, only for him to turn around and walk upstairs and tell Dymond that Shay randomly told him to stay the F away from me and that we were weird. No, you're being weird because you were following her through the house, antagonizing her. That's why. I'd have told you stay the fuck away from me too. Why are you following her back and forth through this house? So then Aaron is in his confessional saying that, she's supposed to be an adult, but she's acting like a child. Nigga, what are you acting like? You followed her. There's nothing more childlike than purposely antagonizing somebody. But I guess. So then Dymond said that she's gonna keep her advice to herself, and she done with all the fake people in the house. You the fakest bitch in the house, Dymond. We gotta keep it 100. You've been smiling in these women's faces and then talking shit about them to everybody else. You're causing a lot of the discord in this house. And then she follows it up by saying she can't help it if she's pretty. Greg and Millie go to the boom boom room. I guess we are to ascertain that they did something. I don't know. They're both very coy about it, but we'll see. So then we have Josh and Shay. They go see the relationship coach. Okay, so Shay is trying not to be so angry and impulsive. Apparently, when her and Josh would get into fights, she would block them. She said it's hard for her to check herself. Excuse me. She said it's hard for her to check herself in the moment, but that's something that she's trying to work on. So Dymond's daughter shows up. She's hoping that her daughter approves of Aaron. So it's one thing for her sister to not approve of Aaron, but it's another thing for her daughter to not approve. So her daughter is like, y'all are not in love, because if it was really love, y'all ain't had no real dates. Where the real dates at? You haven't talked to me. I don't know nothing about you. I haven't met you. Aaron is like, look, it might seem like it's sudden for you, but we 6 years in with this. And I just kind of feel like if y'all are so serious, and this goes for everybody on the cast, if y'all are so serious and y'all feel like things are so dope between the two of y'all and all this type of stuff, why did it take for y'all to come onto a show and get paid for y'all to meet each other? Stop the cap. So Pastor Aaron and Amari, who is Dymond's daughter, who looks just like her. Her daughter looks just like her. But they talk, and her daughter asks, probably the producer Fred questions, and then she gives Dymond her approval. We then see Chris and Sandia meeting with the relationship expert, and Chris starts off by saying he's not an emotional guy. He's not sensitive, and sometimes when she's so full of emotion and all that type of stuff, he's just, he don't want to be bothered with it. So we find out that from Chris's relationship, he was with this woman for 8 years and ended badly. He was fully immersed with her family. She had a son, and she just decided to walk away. So I don't know if she cheated on Chris, or we don't know like the specifics of that. But because of that, he does not trust women. Maybe that's why he said that women act off of emotion. I'm wondering if they were in a committed relationship, maybe living together, whatever the case. And Chris is Chris, and so she cheated on him. Maybe found a man that's a little more emotionally available, has a little more emotional intelligence, and maybe she cheated on Chris and then she went with that guy. That could be it. So Chris now knows that so now Chris is focused on consistency with the woman. So until you show him that you're all about him and you're consistent with that, he's not going to kick you with your skate with your Nathan. He acknowledges he does have a wall up. Sandia sees this, and it's like, Sandia, I mean, come on. Come on. This man is never going to be emotionally available for you. He's not. He's not. Because Chris knows he has this wall up, and because Chris got his feelings hurt in the past, he's not going to trust another woman. She's going to have to go through hell and high water to get that man's trust, and I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it. But that's only a question that she can answer, so I don't know. We then get Jody and little Aaron are now with the relationship expert. So Aaron knows that there's a wall up with Jody, and he doesn't think the relationship is strong. It's not. It's not a matter of you thinking you know. So Aaron said that their first meeting for him was intoxicating, and he thought it was dope. Like, wow, I finally get to see her in public, or in person, I should say. Jody felt that it was awkward because he was trying to over-impress her. I'm going to say this. I have never come across a woman or a person in general that feels that somebody was overly trying to impress them and it was a turn off. Let's be real. All he did was try to salsa dance with you and he brought some wine. I don't know how that's trying to overly impress you. Let's get to the real thing. You were never that into this man. You see him as more than likely you see him just as a friend, and you got on this show because you just wanted to be on TV. Maybe to like kind of build up a social media following, or maybe to build up the fact that you are a sexologist to get more clients or something to that effect. But you were never into it with him because the fact that you didn't think it was endearing that he would try to do salsa dancing with you, I don't get that. I drink, right? I would never go out on a date with a man, and because he does not drink, but he orders wine, I'm never going to be upset about that. That's silly. Doesn't make sense. So the expert calls out that Aaron might be trying to avoid failure in the relationship, so he's trying everything he can to make it work, knowing that it's a dead end. So Jody doesn't know where she wants to see them in 2 months. So the expert excuses Aaron and asks Jody, like, do you honestly think this is worth pursuing? And I really wish Jody would be 1,000% honest and just say no. I don't. Cause you're not being fair. And it's like it's not looking good for you. At no part in this do you look like an upstanding, like, good woman. But I guess. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode. If you haven't already, subscribe, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys next week for what I think is the finale. Fingers crossed.